Chapter 12, A New Day. A little croak came from the cage on the floor. "Teddy," cried Annie, "we almost forgot you," said Jack. Teddy croaked again. "Let me change him back," Annie said to Jack. "Okay, but let me get out of the way first," said Jack. He handed Annie the hazel twig, then he quickly stepped over to the window. Annie moved closer to Teddy's cage, and she closed her eyes and thought for a minute. Then she waved the wand over the cage and said, "O hazel twig of hazel tree, make him Teddy and set him free." Then a mighty roar and a blast of heat and a blaze of light. Then the cage was gone, and Teddy was a boy again, sitting on the floor. "Yay," said Annie. "Nicely done," said Teddy. "Thanks." "Welcome back," said Jack. He and Annie helped Teddy stand up. Teddy shook his arms and legs. "Ah, 'tis good to be human again," he said. "And now we must help the Duke's family. Where's the diamond?" "We lost it," said Annie. "Yeah, I had it in my beak," said Jack, "but I must have dropped it when Annie changed us back into ourselves." "Don't worry," said Teddy. "It must be here somewhere." The three of them got on their hands and knees and started crawling around the floor of the nursery. There was no sign of the diamond. Suddenly, Jack heard Teddy gasp. "Oh my," whispered Teddy. "Look!" He was staring at the corner. The diamond of destiny was raising from the basket of wool on the spinning wheel. The ghost girl must have hidden it when the Raven King came, whispered Annie. The diamond moved slowly towards Jack and stepped in front of him. Jack held out his hand. The diamond settled into his palm. "Thank you," Jack said to the ghost girl. "I'll put it back in its place now." Carefully holding the diamond, Jack crossed the room. Annie pulled the tapestry aside, and Jack opened the golden door Jack opened the golden door of the cabinet. He looked one last time at the shining stone. "I really felt brave when I was carrying the diamond," he said softly. "Jack," said Annie, "you were pretty brave just now without it." "Indeed you were," said Teddy. Jack smiled. He carefully put the diamond of destiny back in its place and closed the golden doors. Then Annie covered the cabinet once more with the tapestry. In the air, the nursery grew warmer. A girl began to take shape beside Teddy. She wore a white nightgown. She had dark curly hair, and she was about Teddy's age. At the chess table, two boys took shape too. They looked just alike. They were twins about Annie's age. At first, the children were a bit pale and cloudy. Slowly, they grew more and more visible until they were solid and rosy-cheeked. At the same time, a large brown dog became visible by the door. He barked and ran to the girl. "Oliver!" she cried. She hugged him. Then she looked at Jack, Annie, and Teddy. She gave them a big smile. "Hello," she said. "Hi," said Annie. "Are the three of you the only people in the castle?" "Oh, no. Everyone else is here too," the girl said. "But they were all asleep when the Raven King stole the diamond. We were supposed to be asleep too, but sometimes we like to sneak out of bed and play. We were playing hide and seek when I found the secret door behind the tapes. I wanted to see the diamond better, so I put it on the window ledge to catch the moonlight. Then Tom and Henry stayed to play chess." She pointed to the boys. "Gwendolyn started spinning," said Tom, "and Oliver went down to the great hall to look for scraps. That's when the Raven King swooped down to the window and stole the diamond." Let me show you the picture. Okay, so there's Teddy, Jack, and Annie. And now here's who were the ghosts. Okay, the girl, the twin boys, and the dog. Now they're people again. Before we could even go tell our mother and father, we began to fade away. "Mother, father," said Tom, as if he'd just remembered their parents. "We must wake them, Gwendolyn." "I know," she said. "We shall go upstairs and wake them at once. Since they were sleeping, I suspect they'll never even know they were invisible." Gwendolyn took her brother's hands, and the three of them started out of the nursery. At the door, she looked back at Jack, Annie, and Teddy. "Thank you for helping us," she said, "whoever you are." The Duke's children then slipped out of the nursery. Oliver grabbed his bone and bounded after them. Jack handed the hazel twig to Teddy. Listen, Jack said, I don't think this is something that kids should play with. Even sorcerer kids. You'd better give it back to your cousin. Ah, perhaps this is a good plan, said Teddy. He grinned and he slipped the twig back in his pocket, then gestured to the door. Shall we? Jack and Annie nodded. Teddy picked up his lantern and blew out the candle. Then he led them out of the castle nursery into the hallway. As they started down the stairs, servants rushed by. Ring the bells, one cried. Bring water for the Duke and Duchess, said another. We are getting a late start today, said the third. Jack, Annie, and Teddy kept winding down the staircase, past the great hall, past the armor room, down the entrance to the keep. As they stepped into the courtyard, bright sunlight shone on the castle towers, and the bells began to ring. Roosters crowded, horses neighed. Servants were making a big cooking fire. A blacksmith was pounding his hammer, and a milkmaid was hauling her pails. In the bright daylight, Jack, Annie, and Teddy walked through the busy courtyard. They passed through several gatehouses and crossed the wooden bridge. Let me show you the picture. There's them walking out of the castle, and everyone's back and doing their work. Archers now stood guard at the top of the castle walls. Teddy waved to them, and they looked at Jack and Annie. Order has been returned to the castle, he said. Our mission is done. Laughing, they ran through the patch of trees towards the small village. As they hurried along the dirt path past the cottages, they saw villagers in their doorways. They were all staring in the direction of the ringing castle bells. Maggie, the old woman, grinned toothlessly at three of them. The bells are ringing again, she said in a creaky voice. Yes, said Jack. The boy and the girl and the hounds are all back, and there's nothing to be afraid of any more. The whole castle is alive and well. Jack, Annie, and Teddy left the village and headed for the woods. As they walked through the fallen leaves, sunlight filtered down through the tree branches. Merlin's word echoed in Jack's mind. You are about to enter the tunnel of fear. Proceed onward with courage, and you will come out into the light. Jack looked around. The forest was bright with the most beautiful golden lights he had ever seen. All right, there's one more chapter.